Okay, so it's been almost a full 24 hours since I've seen Till, and I've got some things to say about it. Till stars Daniela Deadwyler as Mamie Till Mobley, the mother of Emmett Till, and for the better part of the 2 hour and 10-minute runtime, we follow her relentless pursuit of justice for her 14-year-old son, who was brutally lynched while visiting his cousins in Mississippi. And when I say for the better part of the runtime, I meant that there was a decent amount at the beginning of the film that was dedicated to what took place before Emmett was murdered, and that surprised me. But before we get into anything else, I need to dedicate a segment to Daniela Deadwyler's performance because it was fucking timeless. The task alone of playing the mother of Emmett Till is a daunting one, but to pull it off with such grace and borderline perfection is something that will most certainly stand the test of time. And after watching interviews with Danielle, she just seems like such a nice, personable, honest human being that genuinely cares about the people around her.
Just coming from grad school, I didn't have a car, so I was like, Mom, it'll be okay, I'll just ride my bike. So I was like, cool, I got an old bike, I started riding my bike, I'm going down, it's a good 2-3 mile ride, and so next thing you know, I'm crossing over a major streetway, and then somebody is crawling behind me. I'm like, is this some kind of, stalker or something? But no, it's my mama. And my mama, she slow rolled behind me the whole way whilst I'm like trucking slow motion up this hill, and I got to work and I'm like sweating, and she's like, okay, baby, have a good day.
Can I tell you something?
I love you, Mom.
It's kind of weird. Ben Stiller was on the show last week, and his dad did the very same thing, only his dad had a camera, and he was shooting
No, that's disrespectful. There's no evidence of this, so shush. You know what I mean?
And I definitely think that was a part of the reason why she was chosen for this specific role. Because despite the darkness and the bleakness of the story, there is this underlying kind of sense of hope that shines through her performance within every scene. And I also think that that's definitely attributed to the choice of keeping the colors throughout the film, whether it's the clothes they're wearing or like what a barbershop kind of logo would look like. Everything's very bright and fluorescent, very vivid, as opposed to like the dull kind of rugged colors that would have been back there in that time period, especially given what's going on with the levity of the story and of how dark it is. Just the contrast of the colors, it offers this sense of hope throughout the story that I thought was very intriguing and interesting. I'm probably going to butcher her name, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Chonoi Chaku, I believe is how you say it. Her direction is very subtle, and it feels like she's still finding her voice, but that's perfectly fine. This is only her second film in her entire career, right, that she's directed. And with that said, the specific topics that we're tackling in this film, it would feel almost disrespectful to just kind of insert a bunch of flary shots, a bunch of crazy camera angles in there. Granted, there are a couple of really, really cool moments. One in particular that's my favorite takes place in a barber shop. It's a conversation between Mamie and her current boyfriend. I forget what his name is, I'm sorry. But the conversation, the way it's filmed and the way they bounce between the characters' dialogue and the conversation, it's very interesting, and I'm 100% going to use that if I ever make a film one day, because it was for me as a film geek, it was really cool to see that, because I've never seen it before done like that. In Chinoi's direction, at least for this film, it's very focused on the characters. I mean, specifically Mamie, but for a film like this, it needs to be very centered on the characters' performance. And as a director, if you know anything about directing, you know that one of your most important jobs is to get the best performance out of your performers that you can. And in this film, there are so many close-up shots that she does of Daniela Deadwyler that is just, I don't know, it's so heart-wrenching, just the framing of the shot. That's so impressive to pull off as someone behind the camera. You're not even doing anything really in front of the camera, you're just setting up a shot, and the way it's set up just affects me more, and it's mind-blowing. Now, with that said, do I think she's going to get a director nomination this season at the Oscars? I'm not entirely sure. I still have to see fucking Avatar, and I still have to see Tar. There's Babylon. There's Empire of Light. There's still so many other films that I have to see before I can even come close to calling the top 5 that I think would be in contention for it. But I do think that if Chonoi wins Best Actress, which I think she might, Maybe Kate Blanchett as for Tar, but I totally think Deadweiler deserves this for the performer. But if she takes that, then maybe she has a chance of winning director. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't be surprised if she gets nominated. But if she doesn't win, also don't be surprised, because there is a lot of other amazing directors this year. The Daniels, for one, for what they did with Everything Everywhere All at Once. What they did transforming that office building into their set for the entire movie pretty much is just, it's fucking insane. That is so typical. Now back to Till. I'm sorry, I got off on a little side tangent there about the Oscars. One of my only complaints about the film is its score. The first couple of times that we hear the like little string, I don't think it's a quartet. I believe it's a full orchestra, and it was really effective the first couple of times, like immediately following Emmett's death and her seeing his body for the first time. It was very, very effective, and then we heard it about 10 more times. And that felt like it was one of the only things that we heard from the score in general from that point forward in the film, and it was very repetitive. We've had so many terrific scores in the past couple of years alone that have shown different ways to convey emotions through music, and I feel like that we could have gotten a whole hell of a lot of a better score for this. It's not garbage by any means. It's just it's very repetitive, and I would have liked to see some variations, especially as the film just continued to go and our characters continued to change. I would love to have seen the score change with it, but unfortunately it didn't. But that didn't pull me out of the film at all, really, thankfully. And that's pretty much my review for Till. Overall, I really, really enjoyed this film, and I will most definitely be picking this up when it comes out on 4K Blu-ray, just because I love it so much, and I think Daniela Deadweiler's performance is just one for the fucking ages, and it needs to be on my shelf out there. So I'm going to give Till a 4 out of 5. I was struggling with 4.5 out of 5, but I felt like if I give it a 4.5 out of 5, dude, I just have to round up and give it a 5 out of 5. But I don't think I've given any other movie a 5 out of 5 this year except for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So I can't quite do that yet. I've still got The Fabelmans, I've still got Babylon, I've still got Empire of Light. I've got a lot of other films that I have to get to that I feel like could possibly be 5 out of 5s. Who knows? Maybe this film is in my top 10 and I change it to a 5 out of 5. We'll see. But before I do end this video and send you guys on your way, I just wanted to go ahead and say this. I do think that everyone at least in America, needs to see this film. Not only does everyone need to see just the movie in general, see the story of Emmett Till, because I cannot tell you the amount of people in the past couple of weeks that I've been asking, because I've been eagerly excited to see this movie. I just haven't gotten around to it. And leading up to it, I was asking people at work, friends that I talked to. Almost 90% of the people I asked, and I had to have asked at least 50 people. And a lot of them had no idea who he was. And I mean, me, before going to see this movie, I knew who he was. I learned about him in school. I don't know how all these people didn't know about him. But the fact that they don't know about him, they need to see the film for that, for one. But two, I feel like as a human race, and I said this in my out-of-theater reaction yesterday that I filmed, that we've kind of forgot how to empathize with each other. This film is nothing short of a 2-hour and 10-minute empathy exercise. And I just feel like that we normalize gruesome violence in our society and how easily anyone can share things between each other. It spreads like wildfire. And I think all of us just need to take a step back and remember that at the end of the day, we're all going to die. I mean, whether that's today, tomorrow, 30, 40 years from now, we're all going to meet the same fate. We as people are more alike than we care to admit in a society that we pride ourselves on our individuality. I think somewhere along the way we've lost our sense of community that was once there. And that's why I love the movies so much. It brings everyone into an auditorium, into one single space. We're all experiencing the same story. We're all experiencing the same emotions. We're in sync with each other. And we're all having an experience together in harmony. We're all there being human together. But nowadays, it just feels like everyone's against each other. And if we just take a step back for a moment, I guarantee that we would find more common ground with one another than we ever thought was possible. But guys, that's enough rambling from me. I'm not trying to preach to you guys. That's just how I personally feel. And this film in particular just kind of reaffirmed that belief in me. And I just wanted to tag that into the end of this review. So Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys checking me out. I know I have been gone for about 4 months, but I do plan on keeping consistent content. I do apologize for that. But I am seeing Black Panther Wakanda Forever tonight, so please be ready to see a theater reaction tonight and then a full review tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.